Hello, hello. Welcome back to another Fuddy Boys. I'm very sick, so I apologize for the sniffles. Let's get some brain FM going. Actually, let's get some lo-fi hip-hop beats. Or some hi-fi hip-hop beats. Actually, no, let's not get copyrighted. I'm not in the mood for being copyrighted today. Alright, man. Trito, what's going on? Welcome in, lads. Teacup. Teacup. What a classic emote, bro. I remember making that like fucking years ago. That's high art right there. Ugh. I need to shave, dude. There we go. Let's get that focus going. I feel like just laying down and dying. Ugh. That's alright. Power through. Good evening, Ichiban. Alrighty. Well, I've got an idea, boys. I've got an idea. And it's called... It's called Stream Highlight Videos. I'm bringing them back. So let's do a YouTube intro. Let's do a YouTube intro for all the froggies. Ribbit, ribbit. I don't know exactly how these are going to go, quality-wise. But we'll play by ear. See how we go. Voxel, what's up, homie? So let's just get cracking. Let's just get cracking. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another stream, another vid. I'm a little bit sick today, so you're gonna have to forgive the sniffling and the hoarse voice and all that kind of good stuff. But I've got my coffee here. I'm sitting down for a nice little work session. So we're gonna power through it and get some stuff done. Now, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I think that kind of just goes without saying. At the start of every session. Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? Game dev who? The good news is, I was having some issues with my hotkey for opening up Remedy BG and like running the game like that. But I managed to fix it with a 5-head auto hotkey script. So it literally just tabs into Remedy and then hits the F5 button for me, but you have to do a bunch of weird shit to actually make it work. But it works really well now, so hopefully it doesn't die. I mean, it's been really stable so far, so that's always good. I fixed I didn't really fix the delta issues last time. That's okay. Yeah, so that whole fucking, like, look at that. A full rebuild and launch in this amount of time. Ready? Look at that. That's insane. Absolutely bonkers, mate. Alrighty, so you see all this? Everything here. We're going to completely scrap it all. We're going to scrap everything. And start from scratch in assembly. Yeah. Now, I was thinking the other day. I woke up, I think it was like yesterday morning. And I was like, huh. What's a Steam demo gonna actually look like for this game? You visit the Steam page, right? Eventually, I want to get this entire game out, but you visit the Steam page, you download a demo, and you get this Ogre Combat demo, and you're versing a boss, and it's just a boss fight against an ogre. Is that the game that I want to do? Am I making a Dark Souls game with a bunch of different boss fights? Like a Conquest game? No. So why am I shooting for a demo for that? Now, it was definitely directionally correct. Insofar as just sitting down, getting some work done, and just kind of heading in the right direction. But it's not the most important thing in terms of gameplay that I want to be demoing and showcasing for the actual game. Like, it'll basically attract the wrong crowd. Like, you get a demo for the game, and you think, oh, this is a game about doing the boss fights and stuff. Cool. But then you get into the game, and it's like, oh, this is a survival game? A base builder? But it's also got boss fights. So, I was kind of... We need to approach it from the other side now. This is like the end kind of like boss fight. But now I've actually got to go down and get the start in. Which is... the first moments of the game. You boot up, you're in a forest, chop down some trees, craft some shit, build a house. Minecraft style. So, I'm going to do a bit of a pivot over to that. Because that's the kind of thing that we need to be demoing in the Steam page when you download the demo, right? Have the same script pretty much, yeah. Great minds think alike. We'll converge on one point. I realized you could do this, like the hash if. That was very useful. Very useful. Now, there was a couple issues. I mean, there's a few issues with the entire... Not issues, but... There's some problems to solve for the entire base building survival demo, whatever you want to call it. Mainly for the base building side of things, it's how do we interface with base building? Like, how do you actually get an interface and, like, get the building blocks and place down the building blocks and all that kind of stuff. Which I've tried tackling a bunch of times in the past, but not quite 100% on it still. And then another massive issue was how do you carry and equip items? Like, how do you pick up a sword? And now, you know, the player's walking with a sword, so you've got a slightly different walk animation. And then you go, okay, well now you drop the sword, so now you're just walking with hands, and that's a slightly different animation. Now you're carrying a bunch of sticks, that's a different animation. Now you're dragging a big heavy log, that's a different animation. I was very attached to the idea of making everything physically in the world. I mean, that's the wrong way of wording it. I was very attached to realism. Like the realistic kind of vibes of, it's gotta look good. Can't be gamey at all. But last night I was laying in bed and I had a little thought experiment. I was like, alright, well, how are we gonna solve this issue of all these different, I mean, it's a combinatorics issue at heart, right? You got all these different animations. Now on top of that, if you want to equip like a piece of armor, like a helmet or something, how you gonna like put that on top of all the other animations? You gotta like go through all the animations and position it correctly. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again for every animation you add or every piece of equipment you add, and whole issue. And I was aiming to solve that with the 3D animation pipeline. That was the solution that I came to, right? But I came to another solution last night laying in bed. And the solution is called, bear with me while I get it real quick. How am I gonna do this? The solution is called, let's get some Brain FM pumping as well. Let's get some work done, boys. The solution isn't called hiring an artist, Magma Guy. Same issue there. You'll still be spending a lot of time and resources solving the combinatorics issue, which you don't want to do, because that's just wasted money. Actually, we can special case it. Go down to the rendering. Go down to the rendering. Render entities. And if it is not equal to player. So now the player shouldn't render. Yeah. I mean, it's at this point that I kind of want to... Well, we still need to do it in the right order, so... This whole rendering thing still needs to happen. I want to, like, change this from being sprite to, render. Just have a little render flag. I want to offer promotion of your channel. Yeah, bro, that sounds like a great idea. Thank you. I can't even fucking ban him, dude. What do you mean unrecognized command? Come on, help me out, bro. Help me out. What? The commands just aren't working in Chatterina. That's interesting. You know what? I'm just gonna leave him there. Oh no, here we go. Yay! Great success. I doing? Let's go at map. Keep forgetting I'm supposed to be using Vim. How do you change the key repeat delay? It's in here somewhere. Glad you enjoy modding Minecraft, Mango. I used to too once upon a time. You can change it because I've literally done it before. What was the mod, Mango? I made a like a Daisy mod for Minecraft back in the day. Choose delay first keystroke. No. It's here somewhere. Like it's in the old keyboard. Advanced keyboard settings. Nope. Yeah, it's like repeat. Key repeat delay. Change how your keyboard works. Here we go. Yay. Keyboard properties, hey? No, it's about the same. I already had it on the fastest setting. Okay, anyway. Back to what I was doing. I gotta remember what I said last in the video as well. Alright boys. This is a collective effort of making a YouTube video. We're like in the middle of a cut right now. What was the last thing I said? It was like fucking something about solution. The solution is cold. That was the last thing. Remember that. Well, we just gotta implement the solution first. This is all the time you see between the cuts in the videos. Yay. So we got Sprite. Did I not literally just put something in here? What? Yeah, render. There we go. Okay. Now you have your wrist immobilized. That's fun. What's your new keyboard? Is one of the Advantage ones. Those are pretty cool. Or Moonlander. So for each of these guys, we'll just go dot render true. The ground we're gonna render. The ogre we're gonna render. I'm getting rid of all of this soon anyway, but may as well just make sure it's working. You know what? It probably makes more sense just to default everything to render. That would make a lot more sense. And we'll go right here. Render. False. Yay. I think it defaults to a thing. Okay. And it dot render. There we go, back to normal. Moonlander, yeah, nice. Yeah, my advice for the Moonlander is do not try and just spend ages trying to customize it and do your own kind of quirky thing. Because it's a big trap, and you'll just spend fucking weeks and weeks doing that, and you're never going to be happy with it. So try and go default as much as possible with all of the positioning for things. If not default, then like your existing muscle memory. Because that was a trap I fell into, and that's why I actually just stopped using it. Because I spent way too long customizing. And then I just gave up. Okay. Rect. Render pause. Okay. Translate. Point, point, point. Awesome. And now, we're just going to do a cheeky little if. If it is equal to the player. Else. We'll do the thing. Yeah, I went down the route of like, I had a symbols layer, so custom positioning for the symbols based off of the most common syntax in C. At some point I was learning the workman layout. It was a whole fucking thing, dude. So much, such a colossal waste of time and energy. So, this is this guy. Set shader color. It's actually going to be the same thing. It's just going to literally use a different shader. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, you can do multi-cursor line deletes. Cool. Alright, set sprite. Set sprite. No. Be fair, we don't really even care about that. I do, but I don't. I care about the animations that it's giving me, but we'll have to. That's a very good excuse to bring them out. That would be awesome. Alright, into your set sprite. You know what, I could just keep that, but change the rect. Just to do this. Not quite. 2040 should work. Just don't know why it's not showing anything. Oh, there we go. Why does that not work right off the bat? Interact, rect.max, bottom center. Why isn't it? What's going on here? Something fucky. Probably because there's no sprite now. Which is weird because that should be hitting an assert then. Huh. Very strange. Oh no, it just means it's not even coming in here because there's no sprite. That makes sense. So we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna get rid of the assert on the sprite. Because that's just how we roll. Now it'd be best to actually divide this up into its own kind of thing. Yeah. That's where if we're only using sprite here, we'll just do it down here, right? So we'll say if sprite. There we go. That's what I was after. If itch.sprite, then we'll do the sprite stuff. Right? And then if there is no sprite, we won't do the sprite stuff. Easy as. Easy as can be. Need to make some helpers for this. Alright, we'll get rid of the UVs. Cool, we'll keep the color. That should be all good. There we go. He's a tiny little man. Okay. So the ground is now rendering, which isn't ideal. So I told you to go false. How dare you? Actually, I didn't tell you to go false. I actually wanted to render this. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. At player update. So now I actually don't want to set the sprites. I want to play the animations, but I don't want to set the sprites, so I've got to decouple those. But before we do that, let's, the solution's done, boys. What was the last line? The solution is called. The solution is called turning the player into a fucking rectangle and just leaving it there. You don't have to render a player. He could just be a rectangle. Done. Solved. No 3D rendering needed. No fancy anything, really. He's a rectangle and we just call it a day. So, the equipment problem, as far as I'm concerned, has just been solved. Done deal, mate. So yeah, let's get these really fancy new player visuals going. Let's do it. I don't know the exact size that I'm after. Like 10 by 30 maybe. Nah, a bit weird. 10 by 20. 10 by 24. Who knows? 10 by 18. Although he just turns into a little man. It's very adorable. Now, as far as the color, as far as I was thinking for the color, there we go. Let's get a color picker. Alright, this is the official color code for Zima Blue. So that's what we're going to use. Okay, that's the RGB. Did not work. Oh, why am I doing 1.0? It's fucking dumb. 255. No. Yeah. On this side. There we go. We have it. Zima Blue. Well, that's the new look for the player done. Can drag that over. Character customization scene. Customize your rectangle's color and edge roundness. Yeah, there'll be a character editor as you go in the game, and you can adjust the roundness of the borders. And you're like, oh fuck yeah, you know. Color code to RGBA macro. Use it a lot. Yeah, it's probably a good point, eh? Yeah, that's a good point. Put that as a to-do. I'm still not quite sure how to do macros in J. Color macro or some shit. Yep. Alright, now in all seriousness, I do think this is going to be a good play short term. Because it solves that equipment issue, and I'm not thinking about that, and now I can focus on making the game really nice. And I kind of did this a little bit with the last prototype I was working on a few months back when I... a few months back when I was on my little hiatus. Which... I don't really know if I can find a demo for. Yeah, it's probably near somewhere. This is probably it. No, that's not it. That's literally G1. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a build. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Yeah, I really want to find that because it's a good example to show. I'm not quite sure how to get it because I don't know how to jump back in time with Git on the command line. Efforts. I do like a... Okay, so that's useless. How do you discard changes? Git reset. Reset? Reset current head to the specified state. No. Could stash it, yeah. I don't want to stash it though. What's up? Purr? I'm gonna call you Purr. Mwah. Meow? Something like that. Welcome in. We're currently struggling with trying to get. Hey, look, it's Crocky. Fucking Crocky, mate. Git log, copy, paste, commit hash. You want then check out. True. Git add dash a, then git dash. You know what? That's probably the best way of doing things, eh? Best way of doing things. Capital A? In the working copy, blah blah blah. Elf will be replaced with control F next time Git touches it. I don't care, dude. I don't care. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Now, how do I find my history? You go back in time. Git log? That'll work. Now we've got to go back to pre-Crikey. Circa Crikey. I could make that a function, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Pre-Crikey. We're just leaking Cameron's email while we're at it. And mine, for that matter. That's okay, though. Commit. So I just copy this. Now what? Leave your mail address with the address. If somebody sends a mail bomb, just make it quick. Fucking goated, dude. Git checkout dash B, and then we paste that in. Okay. Now, if all goes well, don't use dash B. I don't know what the fuck dash B is, dude. Dash B is like branch, right? Okay. There's no Sublime project here now, so I can't fucking build it. I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Nvar. There we go. So now we just go build .bat. You motherfucker. How dare you, crikey. Hang on, this should be like pre-crikey though. That's not making any sense to me. No, that didn't work. That did not work one little bit. Not one little bit, mate. There are some agents in chat. Yeah, what the fuck is dash B, dude? There we go. What? Already on? I'm fucked, dude. I'm fucked. I'm on a fucking branch. What's going on here, dude? Alright, last time I trust people in chat. Never again. How do I switch branches? Get branch. Branch list. I mean, that's already listed them. Get switch master. Okay. I just make a new branch called list, dude? What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Asking chat was and asking chat GPT. Yeah. Let's think about it. Let's think about it from the Ooga Booga brain of a Sublime Merge user. How would I graphically do this? I'd right click on the branch and I'd go check out. So it's got to be checkout. Get checkout and then just paste in the fucking hash, no? It has the same name? That's a good point. See, how do I delete a branch though? Alright, more importantly, how do I get kind of like sub-commands for what I can do? There we go. Get branch dash D. Watch me just delete master. Get branch, yeah, okay. So we're gonna delete that, cool. And while we're at it, we're gonna delete list, okay. Get checkout hash done. Jesus fucking Christ. On a bike. It's a different telescope version. Oh, fuck, dude. This isn't good. This isn't good. God fucking damn it. Get, at least I'm learning how to use get on the command line. That's always something. Then we gotta go back and go to some pre-workbench stuff. Yeah, I don't even know where to go to, dude. December 15th? That seems too far away. Or does it? Who knows? You know what? Let's just roll the dice. Let's roll the dice. Let's see if this builds. Nope. Not one little bit. Stop using Java for 30 seconds, 500 build errors. Yeah. Huh. Well, I guess we gotta go further back. Do a bit more time travel. Oh, what the fuck? Hello? Back a bit further. This will 100% be correct. Come on, give it to me. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's fucking go. Alright, all of that just so I can come in here and show you what I mean. Okay, we're back. After fucking around with Git for a whole year, we're set. Okay, so I can't even remember what I was talking about at this point, but... Right. So I kind of did this with a demo I was working on a couple of months back, but the mistake I made was not putting the resolution, I guess you could say, like the feedback into stuff that actually matters. So for example, this stick is supposed to be a sword, right? It doesn't cut it as feedback for a sword. It's like it's a stick and you're bonking someone on the head with it. It just doesn't work. But what we can do is put the minimum necessary amount of, I don't really know what to call it, like feedback, visual aid, I guess, into whatever it is that we need to be doing. So for example, let's just pretend this guy isn't a small tiny blue man. Like with a sword slash, what we could do is basically have a sword hovering out in front of the player and just manually do an animation for it. And then rinse and repeat for everything else that needs to be done. But in terms of just the actual player, we can get away with just having a rectangle that just does, you know, rotations and shit and all that kind of stuff. Because it'll completely avoid the whole issue of even needing to do any 3D animation stuff or getting that to look good. So in essence, my solution to this entire thing really lies in biting the bullet and not being so completely attached to having a realistic looking game, which at the end of the day, games aren't really supposed to be that anyway. It's supposed to be fun. Sacrificing work or channeling work into making the player have really smooth animations and really realistic and all this kind of shit is work that could be better spent making the actual gameplay. So that's where I'm at with it at the moment, and it'll be trivial even if one day I do want to go back down the path of actually doing animations, to just be able to layer that in if it's necessary, right? But it should be more than easy. Getting everything feeling really nice, juicing the shit out of all the player interactions just as a rectangle. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the time being. Let's go. It's 2D Minecraft Slam. Prepare for a lawsuit. Very true. You're rock bottom right now, editing a TikTok, desperately trying to grow the Poi GPT mailing list. Well, that is rock bottom. I can't think of any things that are more rock bottom than that. I think you could go out on the street, smoke crack. That wouldn't even be that rock bottom compared to that, you know? Yeah, let's just turn this into a function. That's a very good point. But then recycling. Oh yeah. Recycle time. Color. RGBA. RGB. I don't know what to call this. RGB helper. Why not? R G B A. And we will return a vector 4. Alright, return XYZW R divided by 255.0 G. Oh, I'm putting the F on the end out of habit. RGB A. Should do the trick. And we could also inline it or whatever. So 91, 194, 231, Zima blue. Easy. What should I put on it? Like fucking hash inline or some shit? Hash. Can't remember what it was. Ah well. Who cares? Zima blue was good. I think it's my favorite Love, Death, and Robots episode. It's not C, Saint. Not C. Zima means winter in Polish. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is C with a bunch of macros. Amen. Alrighty. Well, now that that's done and problems have been solved, I've still got to fix this whole animation thing. Like I've got to separate out the animations from the sprite setting. Just gonna be a bit tricky. No, I mean it's kind of coupled to the idea of sprites, like an animation flipbook, flipping through the frames. Yeah, I don't know. Hope you're having a good day too, Abby. Yeah, should I just start writing all my variable names in TypeScript? I actually have a Thai keyboard, but I don't even know how to make the script. Can't wait to sleep. Oh, amen. Sleep is the best thing in this world. It's like death, but you wake up at the end. Alrighty, well, that's pretty much the play of visuals. Let's get movement done. Yeah, okay. Well, we need to figure out how to not do any of these animations anymore. Actually, this is a perfect entry point to the whole thing. Alrighty, now that we've got our Zima Blue guy in here and set, ready to go, what I want to do is make... Well, there was one thing that I wanted to do the other day, which is actually what I did in Unreal Engine. And it was when he's doing like a little dodge roll here. Right now this is all being done through just changing the velocity and boofing it up a bit. But I want more fine control and consistency over, you know, how fast he moves, how far, all that kind of stuff. So it's best to kind of do it in an animation and just set that out over time, which I accomplished with timelines in Unreal Engine. But I'm going to figure out a way of doing that here, manually, with my hands. And also just stop the sprite from changing and get everything fixed, because right now a lot of the logic is tied to whether or not the animation finished playing and all that kind of stuff. So it's very much coupled to the idea of there being a sprite playing an animation. So now I've just got to figure out how to separate out the animation from the sprites, if that makes sense. So let's get cracking. Have their own keyboards, you're not gonna survive that. Yeah, I mean, that's if you're using the language. This is literally just an English keyboard, but it's got extra kind of buttons, extra labels on the buttons. Like, look. So I'm gonna focus. See? That's still normal. I hate being sick. You know, like. Alright. ASMR sniffling, my favorite. Alright. We're in business, full screen mode. That's how you know. So, obviously don't really want to set the state to be dead here. Kind of just want to, well, set the sprite to be dead. Like, I still want to kind of play the animation. Like this is kind of what we're doing, is play animation, play death animation, right? And now we go into the death animation, and we're playing it, and we're doing the thing. And that's kind of like a recurring pattern that happens a lot. Like, it's actually what I encoded in the Ogre. Like right here. This is pretty much it. So this is the kind of logic that I need to abstract out and pull away, because if I can do that, then I've got kind of like a generic timer that I can easily pop up anytime I need it. So how are we going to do that? Now we can assume that there's only ever really one timer going on at any given moment. And we could just say all entities have a tick down timer. Which could work. Could work pretty well. So let's just get another example going of what this looks like then. So let's say we want to play a death animation. Right here. How do we launch that? Consider splitting up logic into multiple files. These are two different views of the same file. Why split up logic into multiple files? Riddle me that. Like, what's the point? Just gives you more files to go hunting through and find where you need to go. It's pointless. I'm gonna pop a squad. Time for desk lowering. Remember, GameDev recently posting an article about how his game code was just one giant 30k LOC player file. Yeah. That's pretty much what this is gonna be. You just have a bunch of jump points you can jump around with. That's what I do. Like, for example, I want to get to the map section. Let's just search add map. Here I am, done. Like, it's beautiful. It's easy. No, I'm sure YanderDev splits each of his functions neatly into different files. Seems like a very organized man, you know. I wonder how he's doing these days. Still alive? Oh wow, still going. Still chugging along. The mysterious disappearance. Yeah, gameplay code's always going to be kind of icky. But for something common like this, where you're just ticking down a timer and you want to see when it's done, then it should be easy enough. Yeah, so I've just got a time left here. And what we could do is basically say, like, we could tick down the timer at the start of each frame. Yeah, that'll work. It's literally what I'm doing with animations, but a more generic version of it. So in here, update at animate, also go at timer. We'll just tick these bad boys down. Pretty much do all the same stuff. Entity valid, and that's all really. Valid, and I'd say entity dot time left. As in there is actually some kind of timer going, right? Then en dot time left take away equal the delta time. Alright, and so now we go if, just go using en to make it easier. Now can you put that using up here? I don't really think you can. Oh well. Alright, so if time left is less than 0, then what we're going to do is fix my horrible posture. And then you know what's happening in my brain right now? It's the, hang on. This is a perfect representation of what's happening in my brain right now. That's it. Nothing's coming through, man. Alright. What was I literally just about to do? Here we go. Now we got something. Connection. Established. Time left is going to be equal to 0. And we're going to basically go frame dot did anim finish. Which we'll call it did timer finish. True. Right? So we can see if the timer finished just up above us. Yeah. And that'll reset and we'll be like, boop, done. So now what I can do is if being damaged, flash length, time length equal to 0, time length equal to flash length, cool. If being damaged, hey? Being damaged. So let's replace this. If time length equal to 0, then time length is equal to flash length. Now we just don't have to do this part of the timer. We basically just go if, excuse me, if finish. Yeah, that's the issue. We're trying to launch the timer from here. So I guess you could say if frame dot did timer finish, right? We'll just say beam damage false. Done. That's really all you need at the end of the day. Now this just won't run. And that should work. We've got to actually... let's quickly jump to the entity. Okay. Let's go... in the frame data. Just copy out. Did timer finish. Okay. So now, that should just work, right? Like, we should have the timer of the flash. Okay, well, it's kind of eating shit. Not quite, not quite. Did timer finish? True. There's something I'm overlooking. Because we're restarting it. Gotcha. So if the timer didn't finish... So this is a common pattern. Let me just do that here. Done. There we go. Now I've got a timer. I don't have to make a new variable every time. We'll have to worry about taking away the delta time. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. It's almost more intuitive just to do it manually. Alright, let's see. Let's see if that works for the death animation now. So we'd just basically go like time left is equal to, I don't know, we'll say the death animation is the second, right? So play the death animation. Get rid of that. So now, if state is equal to dead, and time left. That's not going to run once it finishes. Yeah, it's tricky. Maybe that's not the play then. Maybe that's not the play. This is also gonna get hairy. Is it? Oh, should be right. I think doing it manually is probably the play. Probably. Why is it that every time I make something generic, it's always a bad idea? I don't know. I don't know. Like, how would I do this? Because to get this firing, I'd basically have to go if state is dead and time left. Oh, and then I guess you could just do a second part of it, like if state is dead and frame dot did time of finish, then you would do the finish down here. Like if you needed to. Because this wouldn't work, because this would get set to 0 the second it finishes. Unless you use last frames. Or you could do something like this. Or frame dot did atom finish. Time of finish. That's just icky. It almost makes sense to divide up the events kind of like this. So this is every single frame just gets fired because there's time left. And you know, the moment it finishes, this is the only time that we go boop, done. So that makes sense. So, you know what? We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Death finish. Balls. Okay. Now all this nonsense can disappear. So if the state's dead and there's time left. It almost even makes more sense to just do this. Like, how much extra work is that? And then you go if time left is less than 0, and then done. Like, just writing that out each time you do an animation, like, that's not much to think about. And it localizes the shit out of it, so anyone coming in to read that doesn't have to go figure out, oh, where does time left get decremented, blah blah blah. Like, that's that. And then, you know, you could get rid of that. And you could get rid of all the frame bullshit. And now that would just work. Frame dot did time of finish, and then same thing goes in here. So I'll just revert this back to what it was. So time left. It's just this right here. Then you just go time left, take away equal delta time. If time left is less than 0, and being damaged, false, time left equals 0. Right. You gotta remember to... Yeah, that's one thing I forgot, didn't I? Literally just then. because I didn't reset the time. Okay, so the next thing is how this right here, how do I encapsulate that? Because really, this line is the user code. Everything else outside of that is not. Like everything else is very standard and just be the same thing over and over again. Like here. But right here, I forgot to reset the time left. So that's like one cause of an issue. Right. That could be a nasty buggy. Nasty buggy wuggy. We should be good now. Once again. Just verify that the death timer works. 1, 2, there we go. Yeah, so could do something like advanced timer or something, I don't know. Nah, it's fucking, it's too much. The only thing I've really got to keep in my head is decrement timer, event, make sure we reset the timer. And it'll be an easy enough bug to solve or find every time I miss it. Yep, done. Okay. Keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. I kind of do want some animation helpers or some actually, I'm curious. What if we do something? Just hear me out. Let's try this. And let's return a bool, which is a must. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a must. But I'm just curious how the must works. Okay, so then you go timer, dereference, takeaway equal delta t. Alright, and then we go if timer less than 0. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. Gotta dereference that as well. Timer is less than 0, then timer is equal to 0. Right? And return true. Else, return false. Okay, so we got the decrement timer. And here we go decrement timer, okay, and we pass in pointer to the time left. Now that should give a compile error. There we go. It's being ignored. So now, if we put this in an if statement, look at that. Now right here is where the finish happens. that might be decent. Now, it doesn't have to be a must, because sometimes you might not even want to know if the finish is done. But, it could be useful. I like that. It's nice, it's nice syntax. Now, if it's 0, then I feel like we just... if timer equal to 0, then we just return false. Else, we do the whole timer thing. Let's make this more clean. Timer is not equal to 0, and we're going to do this. Okay. Timer is less than 0, and did complete is true. And in the end, we just return. Jesus Christ, why does this keep happening? Return did complete. There we go. Bit better. Now that's self-documenting. Cool. And that's pretty decent. I like that. Yeah, that's good. Now, I don't know about the name. We'll change it to like... yeah, I'll just keep it. Decrement timer. And we'll keep it as a must for now. Okay, there we go. Decrement timer. And if you don't want to do that way, then you can hand roll it, do it manually if you want. Okay, so down here, do the same thing. If decrement timer, time left. Now, look at that. Look how much cleaner that is, and less prone to errors. Less error prone. Less error prone or more error prone? Can never get the prone right. When I hear the word prone, I think just, you know, hitting the hitting that joystick and crouching down and going prone in Call of Duty, you know. How do you go prone in Call of Duty? Is it like you press the right joystick down? Like you hold it down? Maybe? I don't know. Less arrow prone, yeah. But then the thing is, when I think that of going prone in COD, well, now that you're prone, you're less likely to get hit. But if you're prone, that means you are more likely to get hit, so it's like the inverse. So now you can see the source of my whole confusion for the term error prone. Okay, well. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, that was fucking meaty. It was like a deep roar. Alright, I'm gonna take a piss. BRB. Okay. I'll be back. Fucking water. Okay. Now we're ready to game. What I want to do now is, well, kind of just fuck off the yoga, hey. Like, we really don't need him anymore. I'll keep him in the game, but we'll just, Let's get rid of him. Bye-bye, Mr. Ogre. Ah, peaceful, serene. Now it's just Tiny Man and Zima Blue running around. Alright, let's not make him Tiny Man. Let's fix that as well, now that we've got the animations in. So, what I can do is... so we got the death animation. Cool. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. Good syntax. But so, like, generic timers for something so simple as just that one little function. And the idea of, if it's 0, then it's not active, you know? So simple. You just need to store that state somewhere. I love it. Okay. Player damage. Cool. Entity set state. Oh yeah, it's got some state buffer stuff being done. Makes sense. What else do we have? Death animation, exit damage. Ah, here we go. So we're doing another timer here. Another timer. Okay. So if we're in the damage state, and if time left equal to 0, then time left is equal to downtime. And then we'll just go if decrement timer. Time left. Here we go. Being damaged, set state, back to idle. Okay. That's cool. Bring the ogre back in just so we can test everything and make sure everything's all good. State damage, set state to idle, being damaged, false. Being damaged, hey? Player damage. Yeah, it's looking pretty good to me. Cool. Change direction, start walk, set sprite, player walk. Yeah, we don't even care about that anymore. Idle. Yep. Sidestep. That's another one. Except I probably am just going to get rid of the sidestep for now. I think. And I'll just keep the dodge roll. So we'll do the dodge roll. And in fact, we'll now make it an animation. And do that thing I was talking about earlier. So we'll go time left is equal to, we'll say, do it over what? 1 second or something? So now we'll go if state is equal to roll, and time left dodge roll. We'll just do a simple linear interpolate. A simple lerp. And we'll go up here, dodge roll length 1. Okay, so we'll go alpha is equal to dodge roll length, or time left divided by dodge roll length. And of course, before we even do that, I'm going to decrement the timer. So dodge roll finishes in here, which, you know, we'll just pull from here. Oh man, this is really simplifying all the code paths. I like it. And then down here for the actual movement of the dodge roll, you kind of need like a start and an end, like a start position. But for now, what I'll do is I'll just go. Let me just rotate the sprite. Rotate it like it's an actual dodge roll. Animation thing. Nah, position will be easier. Okay. So now we just need a some state. Start position. Vector. So we'll set the start position when we start the dodge roll. I kind of wanted to be end position more than the start. I don't know. Because I kind of just want to get the sign right here. So position plus this, which will just be the X. The Y will be 0. And it's not going to be 200, it's going to be like fucking 100, or 50 even. So then that's the end position. And you do actually kind of need the start position as well. That's a bit annoying. You know what? Fine. That's okay. That's okay by me. Probably a better way of doing that, but that's okay. So now, we just go... position is equal to what between the two? Start position, end position, alpha. That should literally be it. Whether or not it works is a different story, but that should be it. Kinda. Other way around. Other way around. Alpha, so then we go 1 minus. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. There we go. Way too slow. So we'll put that down to 0.2. Way too far. Put that down to like 50. Whoops. 50. And you just want to adjust the curves on that. But for the time being, that's more than good enough. Like, to be fair, actually making a velocity makes it a lot more believable, realistic. You just have to find the right curve to model it. And you could curve just based off the alpha. Slurp? Yeah, you could slurp. Probably more like a... not an S-curve, but a exponent. I don't know. There's only one slurp and it's for quads. I wonder if old mate J-Blow has got some nice and easy ways of adjusting the alpha. Like easings.net. I wonder if there's any easing functions in here. That's really what I'm after. Or I can just search. I want to be able to search the entire thing. But I feel like it's only searching my open files. Yeah. Button on the right. Yeah, I did do that, but... Open folders? Maybe? There we go, that's a lot better. Lot better. Now, it's gonna, of course, give me a fuck ton of shit that I don't actually want. That's okay though, baby steps. So, open folders, and we'll just go in modules. You probably want to do some kind of probably don't make it whole word. Yeah, not quite. What else could I look for? Exp. Nah. I don't know. I don't know, man. Probably have to make my own. That's okay, though. Alright, well, what am I doing? What am I doing now? Just continue on with the... I keep forgetting to press the F3 button. There we go. I'm gonna blow my fucking nose, dude. continue with this shenanigans. I'm actually just going to comment out the attacks because I can't be fucked dealing with that at the moment. That should be everything though. Oof. Being damaged, hey? Exit damage. Downtime, we'll change it to 1 second. It's not like it matters, I'm about to get rid of the yoga, but... Keep hitting the X button, that's a bad habit. Alrighty boys, we are done and dusted with the new state thing. I got the manual kind of dashing to work, so that's actually just being done with a timer now. Which is happening where? Right here, dodge roll. So it's just a 2-second timer. And this is the dodge roll right here. Now I managed to kind of abstract out the functionality of timers and stuff into this neat little function. It assumes that the time is kind of just not running if it's 0, and it'll just decrement it by the delta time each time. If it goes less than 0, then of course it just completes, and we return that. And the usage code looks pretty clean like that. You just go if decrement timer, and then this body right here happens when the timer finishes, so then you can go do whatever you want to do when it finishes. As you notice, I've literally been writing this for so long, such a common pattern. And pulling that out into this feels pretty good. Nice and simple. And you just provide it with a timer. And that ticks down each and every time. So if you want to shoot off the timer, you literally just set it equal to whatever you want it to be. So 2 seconds, and that'll just go for 2 seconds, and Bob's your auntie. Alright. Well. What are we doing now? Solid movement, right. So let's get the jump feeling better. The jump is horrible at the moment. What I'm also going to do is just get rid of the ogre again. We're getting rid of the ogre. Say goodbye. Everybody wave goodbye to Mr. Ogre. Serenity. Peaceful. Beautiful. What I'm also going to do is just get rid of the background as well. And while we're at it, change we'll change the clear color to be white. Ah, flashbang. Look at that. Now it feels like a completely different level. You know what? I don't really want to be flashbanged by that, so we're not going to do that. Probably make it like a sky color or something. We'll put some kind of gradient in. That could work. For now, just keep it as black though. In fact, I might even make the ground render to a color. Let's get this level set up. Make some perfect milk. Glad you're enjoying them, mate. This color. 16, 26, 35. 16, 26, 35. 16, 26, 35. There we go. And the layer I'm going to put this on is, I'd say, -20. There we go. Looking a bit better. Now, if I wanted to be a little bit fancier, $853. Look at that. We'll just extend it out and mirror it a bit. There we go. Got a nice big environment. Lovely. Hell lovely. Beautiful. We've got a nice kind of play-testing area to go off of. I'll change the background and not be completely black. We'll go something like this color. 8-15-21. 8-15-21. Eight, 15, 21. Yeah, figured that would be a thing. X, Y, Z. There we go. We get rid of this fucking test cube as well. I had that in ages ago. Let's get rid of you. Bye bye. Alright, ladies and gents, we have with us a nice, clean little scene to work off of. Beautiful. Now, this is very laggy on stream. I still have no idea why that's a thing. But it just is, apparently. So, we're going to keep rolling with it. Now, this is supposed to be a nice, lovely little lush forest that the player starts in, but we can work with darkness and bones for the time being. Let's add a little bit more character to the sprite as well. Let's add in some rotation stuff. And then we'll work on the jump and whatnot. Rotation. Before I do that though, I'm going to go have a little bit of a break, lie down for a bit, go for a walk, and we'll come back and pick right back off. And the entity. So... render. So I'll just go to do, rotate. And we'll solve that in a little bit. I'll be back in a jiff, lads. Gonna have a bit of a break. It'll be like 10-20 minutes or so. Give you some nice birdies to listen to. Alright, peace. Guess who's back? Back again. Got a nice cup of tea here. Let's get crunkin'. I really want to figure out why it's so laggy on the stream. Very weird. Oh well. One day. One of these days. Alrighty, let's do some rotation stuff. Just do a nice, easy little rotation, shall we? Thanks to the prime mesh potato. Appreciate it, mate. Trying to like figure out Vim hotkeys. How do I get to the bottom of the page again? I don't even know. Guess I'll just perish. Okay, what do I want to do here? Well, I really just want to do a cheeky little rotation in the transform. So, entity translate, transform, scale, translate, translate. And then put the rotation in here, I would say. Entity rotate. Make rotation. Rotate. Rotation matrix. Type and then a quaternion. Yeah, I can get behind that. Though I don't really know. What am I doing? Like, I'm passing in a type? I guess that's the rotation type. Just do like matrix 4 or something. Matrix 4 or matrix 3? Quaternion. Identity. I'll just make quad. And then, is W going to be 1 or is the X going to be 1? Depends on the ordering. So that should be the rotation matrix. I guess we'll see. Yeah, everything's looking good, so it's not bad. Now, what I want to do is basically go like quaternion to axis angle. So we've got like an axis in here. Set from axis and angle. Quaternion. Takes in a quaternion and a vector. Axis, unit vector. And then it returns a quaternion. Well, don't really know what to do here. Use that. Make quaternion. Rotate. Rotate a single vector using a quaternion. No, that's not what I'm after. Kinda, not really. Yeah, a bit tricky. So we'll do that, and then we'll go set from axis and angle, quatch, and then a vec3, which will be the axis. Try around the x, theta. Guessing this is in degrees? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. And we'll pass it in. And then we go quatch. See if that does anything. Yeah, I guess. How about we say if it is equal to player. Not quite. 45. What do we got? These are looking like AABBs. That's not very nice. We could do this. I want like get time, yeah. Wrong axis. Now before I do that, let's just get this behaving how I want. So the sign, so that'll go from like -1 to 1, right? +1 divided by 2. Something like that. That's got to be radians then, right? That's got to be radians. Hmm. Yeah. So how do I go to radian degrees? Not seeing anything that I can search. Let's see. I could just use radians like a normal person. But that's cringe. What's up, Frederick? Sherlock Gods came out of left field. Exactly, you gotta feel the code between your toes. Well, the good news is now, Frederick, you got a nice, pretty, beautiful forest scene. That's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a lot more gameplay stuff, like small little things, like a tree that you can chop down, or sticks, or a log that you can chop up, or sticks, or stones, and all that kind of good shit. It's gonna be fun. Now, where the fuck is my radians to degrees? I'm a normie. I need degrees. I could write my own, but that's cringe. I don't want to do that. Frederick, I think you gave me your sickness over that coal the other night. Yeah, we'll have to get something going. I don't know exactly what I'm after right now. Like in terms of materials and stuff. But just literally like doing a general kind of background. Like the place layer we can kind of leave. Just need to kind of like a blank kind of space to walk around in. But yeah, I don't know. I think for now, kind of just need. Probably need to hop in a call and hash this out. But I'd say shoppable trees. Yeah, and that's all I can think of. Yeah, that's all I can think of. Yours disappeared? Yeah, pass it on to me. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Well, to convert to degrees. We just go times it by pi over 180 or some shit, or pi over 2. I can't even remember how to do it, dude. So this is degrees. Now we want to go 2 radians. Let's put this in the recycle. Do deg to radian. Deg to rad. Degrees to radians. Degrees. So how do we get radians out of this? Degrees. I'd like to say from memory times pi over 180. But I don't know if that's right. Dummy tree? Yeah. For now, I think it's best to just, you know, make it very prototypey. Just like slap some fucking general shapes in. Dummy tree, dummy rocks. I don't know exactly how the rocks are going to work, but I do know this for certain is you walk up to a tree, you cut down a tree, it falls over. Now you've got a big log. And then you cut up the log into small pieces. Now you got smaller logs. Now you go do stuff with that. I'll have to make a visual representation of it. Make everything gameplay wise into boxes, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the best way of doing it. Just so I can hone it on the scale. So, consider that a blocker for now. But in terms of the actual background, like you probably don't need anything from me to start on the background layer, right? Like it's just the play space that we're kind of waiting on. Like it's not like we really need the backgrounds, but it'd be kind of pretty, you know. I wonder if that'll just work. Like caveman math. I think that worked. I think I was right. Degrees to radians. Degrees times pi over 180. I was right. Oh my god. Wow. School did come in handy for something. Now let's get it back. Degrees. Degrees. Radians. Flit. Flit. Return. Alright, now how do we get back? We go radians. And just the inverse of that. Is now divided by pi times 180? I don't know. Maybe. Radians 2 degrees. Radian times by 180 over pi. That also makes sense. Would that give the same result? Who knows? Who knows, mate? Well, if we put this back in through the function, then we should get what we had earlier. Okay. So 45 times by that. Let's go 360. Full rotation. Beautiful. Now for my next trick, we will change the axis to be the correct one that I'm after. Which is not that. I'm glad it's working though. I'm glad it's working. Pitch, yaw, and roll. There we fucking go, boys. Look at that. Exactly what I was after. Alright. We got rotation in. Now it's just time to do something with it. Dense forest or vast vista? It's kind of tricky because I want both, you know. But you can't really have both. I'm thinking like a vast vista, but with kind of like a light forest, like trees scattered around a little bit. Let's see if I can find a reference. There's definitely a reference here somewhere, like from Kingdom or whatever, that I can point to. Excuse me. So now this is dense forest. Right, so here. This is like the edge of the forest. So like this kind of vibe right here, off to the left. Like plains kind of vibe. You got some like nice rocks, a little bit of trees. So nice and open. We won't do a 100% dense forest. That'll be a bit later on, once you move out a little bit from the starting area. Background trees, placing to make it look more dense in certain areas, yeah. Yeah. We'll fuck around a bit. Gotta get that editor for you in, so you can like come in and play shit yourself to experiment. We need to get on top of that. Yeah, I'll send it in Slack. I don't know if it's gonna let me send it through Slack, but man can dream. Man can dream. It's 100 meg. I mean, it's looking like it's gonna upload. Yeah, it is. Fuck. Goddamn. Slack is a powerhouse. There's no Discord like, fuck you. Probably because I've got a free trial. Maybe. For the workspace. Little scenery trees, but you can see through them, and there is vast, beautiful land behind them. Amen. Amen. Yeah, I'll trust you to cook up some magic, Frederick. You have my complete faith. excited. Yeah, and I'll just caveman ooga booga, slap some rectangles in for all the gameplay stuff, just like I'm doing now with the player. Yeah, I was literally sitting in bed last night. Was it last night or the night before? No, last night. Yeah. Thinking about the player. And I was like, you know what, we could just avoid this entire issue by making him a rectangle for now. Just cavemaning it, you know? Makes so much sense. Gets rid of, like, yeah, so much fucking headache gone. Just by leaning into the gamey nature of things, you know? Google Drive's good, but it's not as, like, it's not as easy. I don't know. Alright, I think that should be sent. There we go. There's a fucking transcript that they generated as well? What? That's crazy. That's insane, dude. Alright, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it, baby. What do we got? Alright, we got a thing rotating. Cool. Sick, dude. That's fully fucking sick, man. Yeah. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we can get rid of this. And we can put this right here. Entity rotate. And we'll get the same effect. Not quite, not quite. Oh yeah, we do. That was just me jumping. Oh yeah, not quite, not quite. Not quite, mate, not quite. Maybe after the camera translate? Nope, not quite either. Kinda. Not really, though. I don't think it's here. It's probably all the way at the end. Yeah. Like, gotta love just messing around with ordering. There we go. That's what I'm after. Whee! Alright, done. Done deal. Flappy Arcane indeed. Alright, what am I doing next? Let's do like a slight rotation. Every time alpha. So we can get rid of the alpha. And we'll pretty much just say rotation. It.rotation? Yeah. Cool. So now that'll rotate based off whatever we give it. Now, just to spice things up a little bit, basically rotate in the direction. Oh, actually, first things first. Alpha changes to rotation is equal to 360 times alpha. Look at that. Perfect, flawless dodge roll. I'd like to say negative. We're gonna go in the direction that we want. So I still want to rotate around center, not bottom center. That is a different problem. Yeah, I kind of need like the data of the direction of the dodge roll. Quite a bit. So we'll say cached or something. I guess you could just use the exter because the exter is not going to change. Yeah, why not? Why not? So that means I don't even need this end position. I just calculate it each and every time. End position is equal to the start position plus extra times 50 end position. Okay, alert between the two, and then we're going to rotate based off of this and the extra. Wrong way, I think. Yeah, there we go. Do a forward somersault. Cool. So now the next thing is like, you need to rotate it around the center. Which, there's a couple ways we could do that. We could offset, rotate, then unoffset. Yeah. So this is kind of rotation specific, so we could go like rotation offset. This is the most scuffed way I can think of. rotation pivot, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, because it's going to need to be dynamic. So rotation offset is equal to pretty much just the half height of the player. So XY 0 rect dot or rect size range size rect dot y divided by 2. So that'll be the offset. And now down here, basically have to rotate or translate, rotate, and then untranslate. So that'll be interesting. This playlist isn't a playlist, it's called Brain FM Nanoblit. Nanobit? Blit? Yeah, Blit. Okay. So translate offset. So I'll go rotation offset dot x, rotation offset dot y, 0. So that's the translate offset, right? Which I don't know why I'm not using it here. Like we should be using it. Just for shits and gigs. There we go. What we got? So this is the translate offset. Now, if my transformation matrix knowledge is correct, which it most likely is not, we should be able to do something like this. So we translate, we rotate, and then we inverse the translation again. And then maybe that'll work, who knows? Who fucking knows, dude? Moment of truth. Yeah, it's a bit too fast to notice, but it's rotating down here. Look at that. Which is kind of correct. I think I just need to do it in the opposite direction. Like the rotation offset should be in the other direction. So like -2. Look at that! Holy shit! I actually know what the fuck I'm doing. That's insane. Alright, well that's the new dodge roll animation, boys. Congrats, look how amazing that looks. Yeah, obviously, you know, not quite up to par. But hey, it communicates what I'm after for the time being. Like, ideally you'd do a manual kind of, you know? But for now, we'll just do a linear interpolation and call it a day. She'll be right, mate. She'll be right. So, I wonder if I literally just change this to something like an S-curve. If it would just look a bit better. Because you kind of want to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know. To do curves, smiley face. Okay, next up. What I want to do is, instead of doing a dodge roll, rotate in direction of travel. So we'll say if state is equal to, I'd say, idle, or what if you could do something like this? Is that valid? I don't think that's valid. Nah. State is equal to idle or walk, or that's pretty much it, really. Then rotation offset, we actually want to be 0 at this point, so that's why I needed that. More control the better. And the rotation is going to be equal to, I'm just going to copy and paste this from the old code base. It's going to be fucked figuring out the math for it. Even though it's very simple. Okay. U. Rotate. Rot. It'll be in Scratch, actually. Rotate. Here we go. Max move speed, velocity, time divided by the max move speed. Okay. And then clamp it, and then we'll tilt it by 8. Alright, easy enough. I could have just figured that out on my own. Could have just done it manually, mate. That's alright. Okay, so we'll say something like alpha is equal to velocity.x divided by whatever the maximum move speed is. What is it, like max speed or something? X speed target is what I'm after. Which... Why does that even get set? I don't know. I think this, to be fair, is literally just, yeah, it's a positive value. Yeah, but it goes down to 0. That's the thing. That is the thing. It's gonna be annoying when it hits 0, because then it's a divide by 0. No, not still in the process of porting to Joe. I'm actually doing kind of new stuff at the moment, aside from this one little thing. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky. Kind of need like a variable, like a constant. Max player move speed. What did I say it was? Like 50 or something? X speed target. 50. This is the player, right? No, this is the ogre. Oh no, this is the player. Beauty. Max player move speed. There we go. Down to you. Yes, sir. Okay, so velocity.x divided by the max player move speed will give us the alpha of the direction that we want to rotate in. So then the rotation is going to be equal to, we'll just call it 8 times that said alpha, which should give us, drum roll please, a slight little move in the direction of travel. Look at that. Beautiful. Whee! Now, it's feeling pretty sluggish, but that's okay. Yeah, we definitely want to improve the acceleration on that. But for the time being, that's pretty good. Alright. Another one bites the dust. So movement, rotation. Alright, let's fix the jump. The jump at the moment is piss poor, mate. Absolutely piss poor. So change that to like 400. Okay, a bit too much. Now, next question. Am I adjusting the gravity? Yes. Okay, cool. We got double gravity. So really all I need to do then is just have a proper jump value. So we'll change it like, I'd say 250. Nice. You're running the whole game in one function. Yes. Basically. Because all gameplay code really is kind of unique at the end of the day. So there's very little reuse, but stuff that I do reuse, I've got a recycle.jai. I just dump it all in here as well. Okay, next up, so is that a nice jump? Yeah, good enough. Front flip. Let's up the movement speed. Something like 80. Acceleration is piss poor. Absolutely piss poor, man. X speed target. What am I really after here? X speed excel? X speed decel? Does that get changed anywhere? I don't think it does. Yeah. Okay. So I could boof that up. Like 800. Deceleration still pretty piss poor. Put that down to like 500. Yeah, it feels a bit better. Nice. Let's give it less tilt. 8.0. 4. What's up here? Player tilt. Move tilt. Why? I don't know. I just feel like it. Whee! Okay. Feeling pretty good. Next up on the old to-do, jump. Make him do a front flip on the jump. Running / jogging vibes. Now, running's kind of tricky. Running is kind of tricky. Because it's like, you don't want to make the general movement too slow. But you also don't want to be waiting around for your stamina recharge in order to run. I feel like Breath of the Wild has a nice middle ground for this, where the general base movement is very manageable, so you can just walk around everywhere, like walk, right? But when you do sprint, it's like a burst of like, psh, you know? It's very temporary. good in a pinch. So I think that's the kind of vibe I want to go for as well. Because there's nothing worse than just playing the stamina game of like, oh, I gotta wait till my stamina's done. And walking around is so slow. Like, you don't really want to be doing that, you know? It's fucking annoying. It pisses me off. But for the time being, we don't even need to focus on that. Like, I'm actually going to put that out into polish because it's not even necessary. So put that on the back burner. And we'll say jogging / running. Logic. BOTY. Jogging / sprinting. Like there's no kind of, it's not a middle ground between walking and running, it's jogging or sprinting. You're either going fast or going super fast. That's all we want. But since you don't need to get anywhere in this demo, really, you're not doing a cross country, then don't need to focus on it. Joshy, mate, thanks for the Prime, brother. 2 months in a row of Prime. Wow. Wowee. The fuck is Thomas Was Alone? I keep saying that. Thomas Was Alone. Oh, yeah. Nice. Minimalist 2D platform about friendship. Wow. That's amazing. I love friendship.
Thomas was alone. A weird first thought to have.
The jump in Thomas Was Alone might be amongst the best ever programmed.
Spikes? That was new. Claire avoided them. She decided they were most likely her kryptonite. Not the rubbish red kryptonite either, the proper radioactive green stuff.
Interesting. Indie game. Alright. Well, I think that is going to be all for today, because my tummy is grumbling, and I want some food, and I'm sick and dead, and I just want to sleep. That was a bit of progress. Got the new kind of vibe initialized, I guess you could say. Bit of a 180. Definitely need to get the sandbox kind of environment set up as soon as possible. I don't want to be looking at these skulls. They're scary, man. Too spooky. So we'll work on that. Tomorrow, what do I want to do? Tree chopping is probably going to be the best. Like just getting the axe out in front of the player. Animations for it. That'd be a good start. That'd be an entry point into the whole crafting interface as well. Yeah, we'll hop in a call now, Frederick. All right. Me and Frederick are gonna go talk shop, and I will be back here tomorrow, making some more progress, and we'll probably do some tree chopping shit. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, boys. See you later, alligator. Yeah, take care. Peace out. Bye.